Hello, my friends, families, and colleagues. There is a lot of talk now. Science is getting deeper and deeper into the uh, mysticity about the fruits and why are we getting so sick. And now many people are talking about how important it is when we eat something to be local because of the vibration. So we are waking up to this consciousness of realizing that everything is vibration. And of course now science is getting their claws right into this kind of way of thinking. So many scientifically oriented experts now are talking about that fruits we should eat only from the local area because of the vibration. So we should not be transporting fruits from one part of the world to another part of the world because it is not going to sit well with those people that eat fruits from different parts of the world because of the vibration. Now, to me, this is again science, and science becomes ridiculous because we look at things which absolutely make no sense. For example, mango is not originally from South America. Mango is down from Hawaii, who knows where, but not South America. But now there is a plenty mango growing here because they planted it here. Tastes good, so now should we be eating this mango here because now it's growing in South America? Well, monkeys here, for them it's a new food. They did not really, they've not experience with it. So when they go on mango, wow, it tastes sweet, it tastes great. They load up on it and they have huge diarrhea and some apparently die. So now, is it because mango is grown in a place of different vibration? Or is this related to something completely different? Because now this mango is grown here, so it should vibrate correctly, right? Well, we know that mango is loaded with fructose. Fructose content is very high. And when monkeys eat it, or when we eat it, if you eat too much of it, you're gonna break down with diarrhea. Because fructose, small part you will absorb, but the majority of the fructose ends up fermenting in your colon, turning into alcohol, and giving you diarrhea. We develop it, monkey develop it. Only we know, okay, you eat 2-3 mangoes, fine. Well, monkeys, they don't ration. They just eat as much as it fits in the belly. And of course, then they suffer because they don't know of this. It has nothing to do with frequency of some other place. When we are talking about frequency and in relation to our health, we have to understand that frequency we are talking about is the frequency of creation, the frequency with which our brain is programmed to manifest those frequencies into our so-called physical reality. So everything exists in a quantum field in a form of frequency, which then the brain turns into, according to the programming in our reality. So mango as energetic point of quantum field becomes manifested mango with its flavor, which means certain frequency will manifest the flavor of it, certain frequency will manifest its smell, certain frequency will manifest its appearance as in the form of light. So that's how frequency manifests. And it is going to manifest the same if you take it from Africa and bring it to the United States. It will manifest the same. It is not going to change frequency. Okay, so associating the problem, because one part of the world vibrates differently than the other part. I heard the same stupidity from Kesha, this nuclear physicist, this expert scientist, when also claiming that the birth of humanity was in Africa, which means everybody was black. And as people spread around the world, because of atmospheric changes, they start losing the black color and became white. But then how come some of them became shorter, some taller, some chunkier? Well, it's a frequency of planet Earth. So depending in which area they went, as planet has different vibration in different areas, they morphed into different looking people. You get Chinese, you get Aborigines, you get Nordic tall whites. Okay, well, this is pretty much ridiculous because American, originally American Indian, well, they look completely different. They looked more like indigenous of South America. But even they had differences between area where they lived when Europeans came. Well, they changed the demographic. Now Americans look completely different. It has something to do with the vibration of the earth. You may say, well, it's only a short time. You don't change so rapidly. Well, those are completely different features between people. So where did that come from? But also, check the difference in languages. Some are similar. They come from the same root. Some are completely different. And if you heard some of those healers, or even some of the healers which say that they came from different planets and they can communicate with these, and when we see them talking, some of them sound like Japanese. Okay, so even the language, is it because of vibration on the planet, or it is influenced by something else? Well, definitely something else. It's not a vibration of a planet, because planet vibrates the same. It has different areas, of course. It has different chakras. It's a living organism, but still, the changes are not going to be expressed in this way. We have life that came on this planet, that was created on this planet, was seeded. It didn't naturally develop. It was seeded. It is created. It is then manifested through us. Everything is manifestation. It's reproduction in a physical form of electromagnetic creation in a quantum form. Frequency into physicality through sensors of a robot, through eyes, light. Whatever you see, with any shape and form, is pure light, but has different frequencies connected to it. So it could be frequency of resistance. So something is hard, something is soft. So it has frequency of smell. Something smells, something doesn't. Has a frequency of taste, different flavors, and salinity and sweetness. These are all frequencies which are then run through our sensors and manifest in this way. But it's frequency. Frequency is vibration, electromagnetic vibration. Nothing else is there. So when we are talking also about organic and non-organic form, this is our invention, because basically it's all just frequency. So when we are talking about the fruits and vegetables, if it goes for fruits, that we should not be eating them from different parts of the world because they will not resonate with us. How about grain? Should we eat a grain? Should we eat a grain in Africa that came from Europe or vice versa? Because again, vibrates differently. This is nonsense. But what we know is that fruit does not create any benefit for health. Fruit is plant's way of tricking us into spreading the seeds. So I give you a little bit of fructose, a little bit of acidity that you like, and you will take what I give you, and yeah, you can eat it, because what you are eating doesn't really matter. The most important is that you don't chew on those seeds, and you spit the seed, and where the seed goes, new plant grows. Okay, you did your job. So we are basically in the service of plant, and for this we get rewarded by having a taste of fruit. Now we are being told, no, it's vitamins you need from fruit. Vitamins of plants are completely different. They vibrate differently than vitamins of animal, humans as well. So, although they could be similar, because of different vibration, they fool the body. So we absorb it, it gets onto the cell, and the cell says, yeah, but this is not the same, this is not exactly what I need, and now it blocks the cell from resonating correctly because of the improper frequency of what came from plant. Fruits are not toxic in a way that it will harm our health immediately. But on example of Maasai hunters and warriors, there was one guy, marathon runner also, who decided to film and spend time with them when they go hunting. And of course, they are constantly running. And he said he had a hard time to cope with it. And when they were coming back, there was a tree with inviting fruits. Fruits are falling down, right? And Maasai warrior was not picking them up. So the guy says, wow, these fruits look nice. They're not edible. And Maasai warrior says, yeah, you can eat them. So he tried, and it was really delicious. So he says, oh, why don't you eat this? And Maasai warrior said, that's for our women. Why? Because they know if they eat fruits, they lose on stamina. They start digesting something that does not give them anything back in return. And triggers hunger. So that they need to eat more. They want to eat more, which also slows them down when they are hunting, when they are running. So they themselves know that it is not beneficial for them. And they say for women, why? Because women do not have to do what they are doing. They are more sedentary. They work around the house, planting, but taking care of kids. But for someone who needs to run and needs a lot of energy for this, well, fruit is not beneficial. And this is why less fruit you eat, the better you are off. Again, it is contrary to what we are being told when you look at any site on the internet. You just keep scrolling, and they just tell you, oh, fruit is one of the 5 groups, very important for our health. And the CDC recommends having at least this much and this much fruit, and doctors recommend. But we have to understand that doctors' recommendation comes from what doctors are being told by those who give them the information. Doctors themselves know diddly squat. He repeats what he was told. And we are being guided. Doctors' information comes from Kabbalah, comes from Rockefeller. Okay, so Rockefeller Foundation. So, and we know the ancient London, the Kabbalah wants us dead, wants us depopulated. So everything what they will promote is contrary to the truth. Everything. And it goes for vegetables and fruit. I never hear them promoting, you need to have at least this much of animal protein and this much of animal fat. No, animal fat, no, you cholesterol, it's all big bullshit. Okay, everything what you see on the internet that comes from the mouth of the beast is 100% wrong. And of course, you have a lot of these schooled, indoctrinated souls that are repeating this crap because this is what they are programmed, like a robot. Ta 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 ta. Veggies, 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 good veggies, vitamins, minerals. And we know it's all wrong. We know it. The healthiest people are raw carnivore group. The healthiest. But you don't have CDC or anybody promoting it except themselves sharing how they feel when they eat raw meat. And are you going to feel bad if you are eating antelope that came from Africa and you live in Europe or you live in United States? Who cares? It's going to be good and nourishing if it is raw. And it can be frozen because when you defreeze it, when you thaw it, what happens with the meat? It has basically the same consistency. It looks the same, smells the same, tastes the same, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more watery because some liquid comes from the cell. Cell is basically not living. But otherwise, vibration is there the same because nothing physically changed much of this animal. So you eat it, it's fine. Doesn't matter where it came from. Because what characterizes this vibration are the attributes of what you are eating. It is the color. Same meat you have when you kill a deer. It's the same. Different smell because it's different animal. Different pheromone. But it doesn't matter where the meat comes from. So now thinking and going with this, if you eat fruit, it has to be from the area fresh and from the area where you are living. This is nonsense, pure nonsense. Yeah, shelf life of fruit is not big, but now with planes, they deliver the food within hours, no matter where in the world you want to be. So even that is not a big deal. I'm not promoting eating food that comes from different places. I'm just saying that everything that we are now scientifically inventing, what is science? Science is us trying to figure out how things work. We call this science. But there's always hundreds of different opinions. So which one is going to be scientifically correct? Well, the one that becomes promoted and accepted by a certain group of people, which are all controlled by Kalam. So, are we ever going to hear truth? No, we won't. So, we have to start observing ourselves and thinking and not accepting the nonsense spewed to us through media, through schools. Schools are all controlled. Just look what they're. Just look at colleges in the United States. They are so advanced that they don't even know now anymore what is woman and what is man. They think it's the same. It depends what you want to be. And those young idiots really believe it. It's beyond rational thinking. But again, they don't think. They're just accepting what they're being told and regurgitating it. There's no thought involved. And those who are waking up and want to think, all of a sudden they overthink. They start creating things that absolutely make no sense, then going far to the other side. Everything that is created physically, that we manifest, is created in dots. No matter what you look at, you go far enough, it turns into dot. dots around. So if, when you look to the universe, you see stars, planets, everything you see them as round dots. When you come closer, it may change a little bit shape, but basically, it still stays round. If you take a water and you sprinkle it and you look at individual pieces, they all are round shapes falling down. Slightly elongated because of the pressure and the drag, but they're round. You see planets round. And then you come with the stupid idea that Earth is flat. Where, how? It's not as a dot. Particle. We create particle. It does not exist in quantum field. So to show a picture, we have to transform the wave of light into dots and use those dots to create shapes and forms. And depending on what frequency the dot vibrates, you give it a color. And this is the reality. So everything is made out of dots. Small, large, but it's a dot. So how do you get flat surface out of it? Well, you make dots, but it's not natural. It's not going to be naturally existing in space. Unless space doesn't exist, something is flat that does not have any support. We don't know how thick it is. We don't know anything about it. We just know it's flat. Well, pretty stupid, don't you think? Unless you think that we are living in computer projection. But then again, who's running the computer? And what is beyond this? You will never answer the question. You will never come to the very end of it. There must be somewhere where you say, okay, this is it. In my view, you start from consciousness. But that's another discussion. But when we talk about fruits and the importance of it to be from a local area, this is a huge, huge, huge nonsense. Absolutely makes no sense. And same as it doesn't make sense that fruits are beneficial, that we need them to be healthy, fruits and vegetables. Try to eat only vegetables and see how you feel. Well, there are vegans. They're all sick, or almost all are sick. Depends on variety of other things around it. Where they get their salt from, because they need to get salt from somewhere. They need minerals from somewhere. They need energy from somewhere. So they cannot be raw vegans only because there is no energy there. They have to get the energy from something. Well, raw vegan can have nuts, but nuts are also toxic. You get some oil from nuts. You get a little bit of plant protein, which doesn't resonate the same, so body has to keep changing it. You can't really survive on this stuff unless you take something cooked or processed, vegetable, so you get in touch with starch. More of this you eat, the fattier you become and the more lethargic you become. And try for yourself. There's so many sick vegans I know here, because a lot of people came to Tarapoto here in Peru with intent of learning more about plants and healing properties of plants, and they are foreigners are coming here to be healed. And yes, plants are being used, but the results achieved by a plant is not achieved by what we think causes it. Because some people could not get healed, and they got healed on carnivore diet and drinking plasma, taking more salt, and they were healed. That nothing will heal them. This did. I had a few of these examples happen with me here. Nobody could help them. They had a problem. They even stayed here, living just, and went from one to another center of healing, doing ayahuascas, doing San Pedro, doing plants targeted diets, and problem remained. They went to cell-detox protocol. Within 3 months, gone. Not completely, but almost. And if they continued straight, they would completely heal. So everything we are being told is a lie. Every single thing. Am I lying? You will not know. This is why I say you have to try it for yourself. You want to know? Do it. But a lot of my sick friends, vegans, they refuse to eat meat. I cannot. The animals, dying animals. What about freaking dying plant? It's all the same consciousness. It's a game. It's a program. It's different to kill animal or kill the plant because you are going to consume it. Or difference is if you are killing something, doesn't matter what it is, for sport, for pleasure. That's different. So we just have to use this Google. And as far as the fruit goes, can we eat them? Yes, you can eat fruits. Not all of them, because there are some berries that will kill you. So we know not to eat those. There are some fruits that will kill you. We know not to eat them. I forgot the name, but they look like small apples. They're in Caribbean. And even the sap that drips if it's raining and drips on you, it's going to burn your skin. It causes damages. It's a very toxic tree. Okay, so there are some things you cannot eat. But there are insects and birds that can eat it. And they are programmed to spread the seeds. But in general, those fruits that we eat, they are safe to eat. But they do not bring us any particular benefit, with exception that we bring any benefit to the plant by spreading the seeds around. And another benefit is makes us happy. We love the taste. It uplifts you, and this is the benefit. So when you start thinking, okay, I don't know if this apple is local apple or it came from, I don't know, that and that location. It's different vibration. I don't know if it's going to harm me. Every time you go in doubt, you are going into fear. And fear draws your energy, drops your voltage. When your voltage drops, your cells cannot hold stable their vibration. It can easily swing, and this is when you start feeling sick. So the fear of something is way more problematic than it is actually whatever toxin this plant can have. And this doesn't go only for fruits. This goes also for the blue light. This goes also from the EMF frequencies, telephone frequencies, radio frequencies. Are they toxic? Well, they don't resonate well with us, but body adjusts to it. So it copes with it. But now if you start fearing it, blue light is part of the light spectrum. So you are exposed to it normally. But now they say, but when it gets dark, the blue light should go away because then you cannot sleep. It keeps you up. Well, I'm looking at the freaking screen every day, every night. And I have white lights. I just started to wear those stupid glasses only as experiment. I never had problem sleeping. I never had problem with health. I never had any kind of a problem. Being exposed to white light or not being exposed to white light doesn't change a thing. But once if you are toxic and your body doesn't work well, and then you are aware, oh, you see, the blue light is bad for you. This is why you cannot. Now you get obsessed with this freaking blue light. And as soon as you see blue light, you go, now I will not be able to sleep. Well, the voltage drops down. Bingo! Knowing this nonsense is way more harmful than not knowing this at all. If you cannot change something, it's better for you not knowing it, because then you pay attention, the fear sets in, and this is where problem happens. So we just have to know a little bit more about the frequency. How does it manifest? What does it mean? What is the vibration? What is our immune system? There's no immunoglobulins. There's all bullshit science. Your immune system is immunity to shift your frequency. And the only thing that controls it is the voltage, cellular voltage. The higher the voltage, the more stable frequency, it is not going to shift. And yeah, is it healthy to have a white light at night? No, it's not healthy. Is it going to make major difference in your life? No, it's not. It's just one of those little things that if you focus on and you create fear, well, that's going to jab you. This is not going to hit you. Okay, friends. Thank you for listening. Till next time. Love you all. God bless us all. And we continue research. Bye-bye.